Alright, I think it says it's okay. So, welcome to the Mediocrity 4 1 year anniversary stream. I'm gonna check the capture. Alright, looks like it's good. Alright, so I'm gonna turn the music down. So, I'm doing this kinda as part of my 1 year anniversary for my channel. I'm gonna put it like 20%. Not bothering with the camera today. It's a mess down here. And I kind of look like garbage. Yeah, I would have started this a little earlier, but YouTube decided to change the way they set up streams, so I had to figure that out. And then they wouldn't let me change the ingestion settings when they were just basically unusable. Like it was too much for my internet to handle going on default. So I had to figure out how to change my ingestion settings without changing my ingestion settings because YouTube does not want me to change. Does not like it when people try changing their ingestion settings once they've started their encoder. Give me a minute. I'm gonna see if we're still good. I'm gonna have this. Gonna have this stream actually pulled up on here and have the capture pulled up on my second screen. Yeah, I have sound this time. The last time I streamed this game, which was also the first time I completely muted the desktop audio to avoid any kind of copyright, which copyright-wise seems to actually have been a good idea that worked because I've gotten a lot of copyright stuff on other streams because of music. So last time I just showed off some of the single player. This time last time I showed off instant action, so this time I'm going to actually do a galactic conquest campaign. Empire for life, obviously. Hold on. Stop putting this on the floor. Alright, so where are we? So we start off on indoor. Where are they at? They're on Hoth, I believe. So yeah, we're just gonna loop all the way around.
Indoor, please select a destination.
Let's go ahead and get a bonus.
Back to tank bonus purchase.
Back to tank bonus is my favorite bonus.
All fleets awaiting orders, sir.
Alright, so anybody watching, lay on those questions. If you haven't already, check out my 1 year anniversary special where I hopelessly flail at trying to do voice acting. I can already tell I'm gonna fight a lot of battles on. What planet is this?
All fleets on standby. Movement cancel.
What planet is that?
Mustafar.
Mustafar? Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of battles on Mustafar.
Awaiting coordinates, sir.
But let's start this off with an invasion of Megiddo.
Select a bonus
I can get a
Civilian has used the leader bonus.
leader bonus. Nobody ever... The AI doesn't use the leader bonus, though. Hold on. Why is the capture... the thing that sucks about...
A leader is commanding their forces. Our troops have been injected with Bacta serum.
I'm gonna see if it looks like that on the stream. Because on the capture, it looks like it looks like, OBS, yeah. Yeah. Hold on. If instead of doing display capture, I do game capture. Is that any better? No? Oh, yeah, that was better. Never mind. What I hate about OBS, it really just does not like, capturing gameplay on old games. Actually, I can... If I alt tab out of there to... Alt tab out of there. Gonna resize it. And that looks about even to me. Yeah, that's gonna look awkward. So I have the display capture for... I have the display capture set up perfectly for all the menus and stuff, but once you get in the game, once you're actually shooting, it resizes it. And I don't understand why it does that.
We've captured a command post. They're reinforced.
Alright, I think it says it's okay. So welcome to the Mediocrity 4 1-year anniversary stream. I'm gonna check the capture. Alright, looks like it's good. Alright, so I'm gonna turn the music down. So I'm doing this kind of as part of my 1-year anniversary for my channel. I'm gonna put it like 20%. Not bothering with the camera today. It's a mess down here. And I kind of look like garbage. Yeah, I would have started this a little earlier, but YouTube decided to change the way they set up streams, so I had to figure that out. And then they wouldn't let me change the ingestion settings when they were just basically unusable. Like it was too much for my internet to handle going on default. So I had to figure out how to change my ingestion settings without changing my ingestion settings because YouTube does not want me to change. Does not like it when people try changing their ingestion settings once they've started their encoder. Give me a minute. Alright, I think it says it's okay. So welcome to the Mediocrity 4 1-year anniversary stream. I'm gonna check the capture. Alright, looks like it's good. Alright, so I'm gonna turn the music down. So I'm doing this kind of as part of my 1-year anniversary for my channel. I'm gonna put it like 20%. Not bothering with the camera today. It's a mess down here. And I kind of look like garbage. Yeah, I would have started this a little earlier, but YouTube decided to change the way they set up streams, so I had to figure that out. And then they wouldn't let me change the ingestion settings when they were just basically unusable. Like it was too much for my internet to handle going on default. So I had to figure out how to change my ingestion settings without changing my ingestion settings because YouTube does not want me to change. Does not like it when people try changing their ingestion settings once they've started their encoder. Give me a minute. I'm gonna see if we're still good. I'm gonna have this. Gonna have this stream actually pulled up on here, and have the capture pulled up on my second screen. Yeah, I have sound this time. The last time I streamed this game, which was also the first time, I completely muted the desktop audio to avoid any kind of copyright, which copyright-wise seems to actually have been a good idea that worked because I've gotten a lot of copyright stuff on other streams because of music. So last time I just showed off some of the single player. This time last time I showed off instant action, so this time I'm going to actually do a galactic conquest campaign. Empire for Life, obviously. Hold on. Stop putting this on the floor. Alright, so where are we? So we start off on indoor. Where are they at? They're on Hoth, I believe. So yeah, we're just gonna loop all the way around.
Indoor. Please select a destination.
Let's go ahead and get a bonus.
Back to tank bonus purchase.
Back to tank bonus is my favorite bonus.
All fleets awaiting orders, sir.
Alright.
The Empire has received credits for its devastation of Megiddo.
Yeah, see on the capture now, I've got the display capture which has it sized perfectly, but then game capture which has it like as tiny, even though it's just fine earlier. I don't understand why it does that. I'm not gonna bother saving. This is just for entertainment purposes only. This is gonna be tough. Since I don't have a bonus.
Enemy forces have received Bacta injections.
Yeah. This level's always kind of tricky to figure out where to start. think that settles it. Don't want to lose a command post. Yep, I just killed a bunch of people with that grenade.
A command post for the Empire. The enemy is losing reinforcements.
Yeah, I'm gonna get rid of the display capture.
We've lost the command.
Ah,
Fight for it.
tried preventing that. Didn't get back in time. But it's just right here. Now they lined up for that one.
We've captured a command post. Their reinforcements are dwindling.
Especially if I can manage to do some damage here. There's no way I'm going to be able to capture this. Not without some people helping me, but... yeah. It was inevitable.
We've lost a command post. Fight for it.
Are we still fighting over this command post in here? Jacob V11 asks, how long do you plan on streaming for? Just an hour or two. Gotta keep in mind, it is a Sunday night, and so we also got the podcast later. Yeah. I just want to do a stream for my 1 year anniversary, even if it's a really short one.
Nothing can stop the Empire.
That's a good end shot. Alright.
The Empire
How are
has
we doing?
received credits for defending Mustafa.
No, that's not what I wanted. I'm gonna go ahead and save it.
All fleets on standby.
Actually,
Please select a fleet to command. Select a bonus to purchase. Actor tank bonus purchase. Please
let's
select a fleet
see.
to command. Movement can
Which
Yavin
planet is
4.
this Yavin 4?
Maigito. Please select a destination. Select a unit to enlist.
I'm gonna go ahead and get the engineer. Engineers are really good to get early on,
Enlisted.
because they could like slice into vehicles and heal vehicles.
All fleets on standby.
Ooh, they're coming from here now. So we're about to get into a space
All fleets
battle.
awaiting orders, sir. Yavin 4.
No, I think I'm just gonna go ahead and eliminate
Commencing
Yavin 4.
invasion. Select a bonus for this battle. Actor tank bonus activated. The rebellion has used the auto turret's bonus.
JV11 asks, have you tried playing online since the servers are back
Our
online?
forces have been enhanced.
No, I haven't.
Enemy
I have
turrets
not.
have been reinforced with auto
This is
turrets.
probably the first time I've played this game since the last time I streamed it, which was a couple months ago.
A command post is under Imperial control. The enemy is losing reinforcements.
This was always a fun map, and this is one of those battles that's in like a bunch of video games, but we never saw in the movies because it happened like it was the opening title crawl of Empire Strikes Back. This is a really easy map to cheese out the auto turrets, though. Not a good map to use auto turrets as your bonus. Just way too easy to cheese them.
We've captured a command post.
You know, and playing on PS2 back when this game was like new and popular, never really got a chance to play online a whole lot. So I know a couple other people on the podcast and on the Discord server have this game, so maybe we might actually do something with that, especially with the like movie coming out and with our Beyond podcast stuff that we do. Order 665 says hello. Oh, well, they're like right here. Man, they're coming out of the woodwork. Just both a cool thing about this level and an annoying thing about this level. It's really easy to just go from one command post to another. There's no real easy way to defend. Oh.
The enemy is losing reinforcements. A command post for the Empire. Their reinforcements are dwindling.
Tasha!
Oh, they're capturing a command post again.
Fight for it. Their reinforcements are dwindling.
Actually, I'm gonna head towards their temple.
Their reinforcements are dwindling. We've captured a command post. Hostile reinforcement count is diminishing.
Oh, they're in a tank.
We've captured a command post. Hostile reinforcement count is diminishing.
I mean, no way I can kill them before the time runs out, but yeah, it's fun.
The Empire has received credits for spreading order on Yavin 4.
Ooh, Coruscant. No bonuses on either side. As I said in last time I streamed this, this is one of my favorite maps.
Command post has fallen to our enemies.
You know, not at all accurate to how the Jedi Temple is laid out within
A command post. We've lost
canon, but
take it back.
it's got all the like cool rooms and stuff. Ooh. It also has a lot of that going on.
We've captured a command post.
This is gonna rack up some points. Especially if I keep finding more ammo. No, got a little too close to the sun there, Icarus. I got lucky there. My grenade just bounced off a dude. That kind of sucks. Oh well. I'm a killing machine. Granted, this game's not exactly difficult. I finally get the elite rifle. And then I get surrounded. Got twice as many people as they do.
Lost the command post. Take it back.
But like I said, this isn't exactly a difficult game.
Victory is within our grasp. A command post is under Imperial control. The enemy is losing reinforcements.
Victory again.
The Empire has received credits for defending Coruscant. All fleets on standby. Select a
Let's
bonus
get
to
some
purchase.
bonuses.
Actor tank bonus purchase. Leader bonus purchase. Select a unit to enlist.
Okay. I'm gonna go with the sniper.
Scout troopers enlisted.
Just because, for the Empire at least, the demolition guy isn't really all that important. Rebels don't have a whole lot of vehicles in their arsenal.
The invasion of Felucia has begun. Select a bonus for this battle.
Go back to
Actor
tanks.
tank bonus activated.
The hero, I'm pretty sure, is Boba Fett.
Has used the supplies bonus. Our troops have received Bacta injections. Enemy forces have received increased supply caches.
Another one. These two command posts are so close together that there's just a lot of chaos that happens right around here.
A command post for the Empire. The enemy is losing reinforcements.
Right.
Lost control of a command post.
Alright then.
Lost the command post. Take
Where are we at? Lighting. The lighting on this level, I feel like they got a little too ambitious, and so a lot of the lighting on the vehicles and stuff looks a little off.
Captured a command post. Their reinforcements are dwindling.
Let's climb up here. If I can get this spot, I might turn into a sniper and just have fun with that. So I'm okay with the sniper on this game.
A command post for the Empire.
Yeah, the rebels like to blend in here.
We've lost the command post. Take it back.
I don't see anyone. That's one way to get off of the tower.
Roger that. Watch your flank.
No scoping.
They're trying to flank us. Victory is within our grasp. Hostile reinforcement count is diminishing. A command post for the Empire. The enemy is losing reinforcements. We've lost control of a command post. A command post is
I kind of wish there's accolades on this map like there are in the campaign mode. Like just in all game modes. I think that would make this already pretty interesting and lush map even more like thrilling.
Their reinforcements are dwindling. Return to battle. A command post is under Imperial control.
Yeah, we got him. And so we've been going for about 40 minutes.
The Empire has received credits for taming Felucia.
The Jacob V11 says, have you made, I'm gonna guess you're asking, have you played Star Wars Republic Commandos? I played it a long time ago. I don't have it. I've never, like, played it all the way through. I do remember it being pretty fun, but I also remember it kind of just being a Halo clone. Cool idea, though. Cool game. On paper. I'm just not familiar enough with it to really make a judgment call. It's one of the few Star Wars games I don't have a lot of experience with. Like that, and oddly enough, Knights of the Old Republic, I haven't played a whole lot just because it's not my style of game.
The rebellion has used the energy boost bonus. Select a bonus for this battle. Leader bonus.
Yeah, I guess I might as well use leader bonus.
Enemy forces have been given enhanced energy. Our leader is on the battlefield.
Boba Fett on the job.
We've captured a command post. The enemy is losing reinforcements. A command post is under Imperial control. That's another one. Making repairs to the turret. When do I get paid?
It's getting pretty explodey over that way. So I'm gonna go around this way. Hold on. Yeah, knew that was coming.
We've lost the command post. Fight for it. We've captured a command post.
Nope. Right. I'm gonna get some shotgun action. The shotgun in this game, once you get to a certain range, it doesn't mess around. But you do have to really get in that range. Right here. The elite rifle doesn't mess around at any range. Yeah. Easy victory.
The Empire has been remunerated for its defense of Maigito. All fleets awaiting orders, sir. Commencing caching
Wait.
in. All fleets fleets awaiting orders, sir. Select a bonus to purchase. Reactor tank bonus purchase. Reactor tank bonus purchase. Please select a fleet to command. Commencing Kashyyyk invasion. Select a bonus. Reactor tank bonus activated.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the engineer. Pretty heavily on this map and get in a tank and do tank stuff.
Our troops have been injected with Bacta serum.
And it spawns me all the way over there. Yeah, someone get in. No one's in there yet, but it's pretty strong yet. Yeah. See, it's easy to see why the engineer is so important.
A command post for the Empire. The enemy is losing reinforcements.
Yeah, so I'm gonna assume they haven't had a chance to buy Wookiees yet, and focus my fire on rebel soldiers instead. That's the thing that kind of like makes this map difficult on, or annoying rather than difficult on instant action and stuff. The Wookiees don't affect the spawn count for the rebels. The Jacob V11 asks, what do you think the hardest mission in the campaign? I have to say the Death Star. There's this one part in the Death Star mission in particular where you have to go pretty much all the way across the map and destroy the shuttle in a time limit. And it's just a pain to do all of it within the time limit. Other than that, this mission was actually, I remember being pretty hard as a kid. Naboo is pretty difficult unless you're good with the tank. Like get the tank as soon as you can, and the rest will be a cakewalk.
Victory is within our grasp.
What are some of the other harder missions? Yavin 4 is pretty difficult. Ironically enough, the final mission, on Hoth, is actually one of the easiest, I think. That's just like the victory lap after dealing with Yavin 4. Utapau also gets kind of difficult. After you defeat General Grievous, you get like barely any reinforcements added. You get like barely any reinforcements for like the rest of the mission. So you gotta start off strong and take care of the first couple objectives really early on or really quickly. Otherwise you'll just run out of people to help you.
Well-earned credits for taming Kashyyyk. All fleets on standby. Select a bonus to purchase. Select a unit to enlist. Select a bonus to purchase. Please select a fleet to command.
Yeah, let's do our first space battle.
Empire has engaged the enemy fleet. Select a bonus. The rebellion has used the auto turret's bonus.
This will be the first space battle within this Galactic Conquest campaign.
Attention, all second stage pilots on deck. Enemy ground reinforced with auto turrets.
You know what? Let's make this interesting. Make this a little more difficult. Yeah, I should have known something like that was gonna happen.
Attention, all second stage pilots on deck.
But I didn't want to just jump in a bomber and have it be easy.
Aft engine overheating.
So I mean, if you get in a bomber against the AI in space battles is really bad. Like, they're good enough in dogfights, I guess, but they don't use their bombers to actually like bomb the ships relentlessly like you can.
Scramble reinforcements. Repeat. Scramble all reinforcements. Bombers sneaking up behind you.
Yeah, see, I'm just gonna keep.
Target that bomber. Now hear this. All hands man your battle stations.
I'm gonna get in the bomber for a turn just to make things a little easier and go by a little quicker.
Have been disabled. Launch the reinforcement.
Oh, come on. Got him. Got them both. And we already got the shield, so take out their Krillian Corvette. Oh, did I at least take out that turret? Yeah, I did.
Fire on flight deck armed. Their life support systems have been destroyed. Aft engine overheating. Our shields have been disabled. Take that bomber.
Let's see, it's really easy to pull ahead.
You've got a fighter on your tail.
And that ain't gonna work. Ship's too fast for missiles to hit at that range.
Their bridge has been destroyed. Chase down that fighter.
The force is strong in this one. I mean, not really, it's just the fact that it's an A-wing. At least I took him out. Right? That's all that matters.
Our bridge has been destroyed. We are under attack. This is not a drill. Fighter speeding up on you. Trying to make the rest of us look bad.
See, another thing about the AI in this game is that they can never land a ship. And they also try taking off as soon as you step out, they'll try taking off.
Gentlemen,
Oh, but I want to destroy this guy first.
the Empire has received credits for destroying the enemy fleet.
Another space battle.
Select a
This time I'll use a bomber and just clean them up real quick.
Now hear this. All hands man your battle stations. Beginning my attack run. Radar non-operational. Switching to manual. Aft engine overheating.
Ugh. Man, this turret's kind of tough. That's another thing that kind of just seems like poor level design is the turrets on all the capital ships. Like you can occupy a good number of the turrets, but none of those turrets point anywhere. Like there's literally one I think it's on the Empire where like on the Star Destroyer where you're just stuck behind the freaking sensor array. Come on, I want to kill this thing. I want to kill this guy. Got him. That was more about getting satisfaction.
Attention all pilots. Attention all pilots. Prepare for takeoff.
Oh, there's no bomber out. Guess I'll get a TIE fighter this time. Our shields are just now disabled.
Scramble reinforcements. Repeat. Scramble all reinforcements.
Devin Holmes said, "Do you think they can give Oscar a character now?" It's never too late, but they have now missed two really big, important opportunities to develop Oscar and just chose to do nothing. So, I think they can, but I also think they won't.
Their bridge has been destroyed. Their frigate has been destroyed. Leave the bomber to me. Target that bomber and take him down.
I always like doing that to landing crafts. I was hoping to do it at least once.
Take that fighter down.
Well, let's take out their engines next. They're already on fire, practically begging to get blown up.
Use your fire. Attack that bomber.
Missed.
Chase down that
So I didn't know which way was up. Kind of weird because we're in space, so you would think that gravity would just make the bombs fall to the most massive object in the area, which in this case is the capital ship, but no. Realistically, there wouldn't be any sounds either.
hostile behind you.
Their engines have been destroyed.
You picked up a fighter. Recon bomber behind you. Slow down.
Our bridge has been destroyed.
Go ahead and destroy their life support now.
Target that bomber and take him down.
The day is out. Well,
I kind of wish that destroying their
support systems have been
various
destroyed.
points actually like mattered. Like if you destroy their sensor relay, maybe their maps will stop working. Destroy their communications, and they won't like have the comms chatter like we usually do. Destroy life support, and
The
you
Empire
start
has
losing life if you're not in a
for
ship.
defending our fleet. Please select a fleet to select a bonus to purchase. Leader bonus purchased. All fleets awaiting orders, sir.
Naboo.
Select a unit to enlist. Please select a fleet to command.
What the Dark Trooper? But yeah, let's liberate Naboo.
Launching Naboo invasion. Select a bonus for this battle. Vector tank bonus activated.
I know this map can actually get pretty hard. Like, just naturally.
Our troops have received Bacta injections.
A lot of it's because that, like, Command Post 4, the Central Plaza or whatever, is like freaking Grenade City. Like, it's really difficult to live for more than a few seconds over there once the battle gets going.
We've lost control of a command post. We've captured a command post. A command post is under Imperial control. The enemy is losing reinforcements. We've lost a command post. Take it back.
Yeah, let's limit to the best of our abilities their ability to send reinforcements to that central plaza.
We've captured a command post.
No, I'm gonna last more than a few more seconds. Didn't even have time to say it.
We've lost control of a command post. A command post is under hostile control. Their reinforcements are dwindling. Nothing can stop the Empire.
Yeah, I guess taking out 10 guys with a single grenade earlier really paid off.
The enemy is losing reinforcements. Hostile.
Yeah. Blocking the power cords, you know what to do. If I would have, like, just kept on focusing on Command Post 4, the Central Plaza, then,
The Empire has
not
previously
have
set
been
credits
quite
for
as
conquering
easy.
Naboo.
Still would have won, because I'm pretty freaking good at this game, man.
Rebellion has used the back to tanks bonus. Select a bonus.
Back to tanks aren't going to do you any good up in space, boy. This means I can't do the landing strategy. This is what I kind of wanted to do.
They have been injected with Bacta serum. Fire on that bomber.
So let's do another bombing run. Okay, they already have their landing craft out. They're gonna be 5 easy points.
Beginning my attack run. Scramble reinforcements. Repeat. Aft engine overheating. Target that bomber.
Their frigate has been destroyed. Their shields have been disabled.
I don't want to say how much damage it would do. Vladimir Ryu said, "Cough still the best Battlefront cough." I mean, the only one that even compares to the first one. That's kind of sad. Like, the first one's great, but you can definitely tell that it was a little more ambitious than Pandemic's budget could handle. So there's a lot of like corner cutting in that game, a lot of like stagnant things. This game took all that, they really improved the gameplay and added a bunch of new elements that they just weren't able to the first time around. But downside is, and why this game, whether it's this game or the first game that's the best Battlefront game, is actually a matter of debate, is the levels. There's some really freaking top tier levels in the first Battlefront that aren't in any other Battlefront game, like the Geonosis Spire, the Dune Sea, Renvar Ice, both Renvar levels, that Yavin 4 Arena was a really cool, like, little claustrophobic area.
Their bridge has been destroyed.
Yeah, what are some of the other maps?
Fire on that bomber.
And then you got, like, the two PSP games, which were very, 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 very limited by the PSP's capabilities and were just really like minimalist. The levels were all tiny. There's some customization and there's some fun elements, but the games freaking gave you carpal tunnel syndrome. You're like, you couldn't play it for more than 20 minutes at a time because your wrist would just stop working.
The day is out. Well done, gentlemen.
Um,
Their communications relay has
and Elite Squadron was like that, but the levels were actually even smaller because they tried doing the whole like land, space, ship, all quote unquote one map. And then you got EA's Battlefront, which looks really pretty, and it sounds really cool, but it's like a third of a game for the price of
The
two
Empire has
games.
received credits for defending our fleet.
It is what is 1/6 of its price point. So until the game is until that first Dice Battlefront game is available for $10, I'm not gonna get it. It's like $20 at Walmart now, so it's almost there.
On standby. Movement cancelled. Kashyyyk. Fleet constructed. Kashyyyk. Awaiting coordinates, sir. Select a bonus.
Yeah, I figure that space battles are just quicker and easier to manage.
All engineers, report to the hangar area. Target that bomber and take him down.
Yeah.
Picked up a bomber.
Not like the Alliance. Stream seems to be having some trouble. Am I good? Am I still up? Yep.
We are
I might have lost a minute there.
not a drill. Target that fighter and take him down.
God, when they hit you, you go so far. Yeah. I am cautiously optimistic for Battlefront Deuce, which is what I'm calling it Battlefront Deuce. This is Star Wars Battlefront 2. EA's cash grab is Battlefront Deuce.
Fire on that bomber.
And pass it up. Now to slowly turn around. Turn around.
Target that bomber and take him down.
Now let's see if I can make a really awkward landing.
Second stage pilots report to hangar. Beginning my attack run.
And because I wasn't in the ship with anybody, I don't have to worry about them taking off and exploding.
They're trying to flank us.
Their shields have been disabled.
Vladimir Ryu says, I used to love Galactic Conquest on the old PS2. Same. To me, the new Battlefront play exactly and feel the exact same to Battlefront, but lasers. Yeah, Battlefield. There's some differences between Battlefront and Battlefield. Just in EA's defense, they did at least try to make a Star Wars game instead of just a reskin, which is what a lot of Star Wars licensed games tend to turn into. Even a lot of the good ones tend to turn into like really good reskins of other games. Like the one that always comes to my mind is Galactic Battlegrounds. Is basically like every other RTS game ever, but with a bunch of Star Wars units. Some of those Star Wars units don't even make any sense.
Their life support systems have been destroyed.
I probably had the elite pistol, but I didn't want to cycle through to get it.
Attention, scramble fighters. Repeat, scramble fighters.
Our shields have been disabled.
Wait, is my ship blocking their spawn for the ships? Nah, I take that as a no. Vladimir, you said, is that the clone of Age of Empires? Yes. It's Age of Empires. It's Civilization. Some Sims elements in there. If I could ever get it to work on Windows 10, I'd play it again. I haven't played it since I was a kid. But there's that, and then
Been destroyed.
there's two major Star Wars RTS games. There's that, and then there's Empire at War. And Empire at War, which had a lot less content, but felt way more like a unique Star Wars game. And a lot of that had to do with the galactic conquest that it had, borrowing a lot of the same elements from Battlefront, but with all sorts of like nifty strategy things. I played it on my last stream. Last stream I played Empire at War for my 300 subscriber special.
Attention, scramble fighters. Repeat, scramble fighters.
The day is ours. Well done, gentlemen.
Victory as I'm laying on my back dead.
The Empire has received credits for defending our fleet. All fleets on standby. Select a unit to enlist.
Get the Dark Trooper.
Dark troopers enlisted. Please select a fleet to command. Select a bonus.
And then I'll get some bonuses. I'll get a bonus or two next turn.
All engineers, report to the hangar area. Time for some fancy flying.
Yeah, the main problem with EA's Battlefront is that there's just nothing there. They basically sold an empty box for 120 bucks. Or at least 60 bucks. Like even taking into account all the DLC that they made for it, it's still not worth 60 bucks.
Engaging pursuit fighters.
Oops.
Careful, there's a recon bomber on your six.
Let's go ahead and destroy this Alliance assault vehicle.
Attack that bomber.
No.
Scramble reinforcements. Repeat. Scramble all reinforcements. Aft engine overheating.
Yeah, but I said this in my 100 subscriber special. Well, one of the best, or the reason why Star Wars kind of persisted in video games so well is because, for the most part, it never really descended into licensed game mediocrity. Um,
Life support systems have been destroyed.
like no matter the genre of video game, there's a Star Wars game that is top tier within that genre. Like RTS, you got Empire at War and Galactic Battlegrounds. First person shooters, you got like, or just shooter games in general. I guess you got like this. Republic Commando is pretty well regarded. Um, Racing games, you got like the Pod Racer game and Super Bombad Racing, which I remember being a lot of fun.
Communications relay has been destroyed.
Uh, RPGs, you got Knights of the Old Republic. Just straight up action games, you got all the Jedi Knight games.
Disabled.
I'm sure there's even a really good point and click adventure game of Star Wars.
Their bridge has been destroyed.
It's one of those where we're winning too quickly.
Our life support systems have been destroyed.
Recon bomber behind you.
Like the worst Star Wars games I can think of are like Star Wars Kinect is probably the de facto #1, just because Kinect is such
Well
a
done, gentlemen. Their sensors array has been
is,
destroyed.
was, and forever will be just an absolute train wreck of a peripheral. There's also like a really couple really bad Star Wars games on Wii that were based on Dave Filoni's Clone Wars series. A lot of the straight up movie games weren't all that great. The Obi-Wan Kenobi game for Phantom Menace. It was just a trimmed down version, a trimmed down, more clunky version of the Jedi Knight games. Same thing with Revenge of the Sith. Star Wars Force Unleashed 2 was just kind of a disappointment.
The invasion of Tatooine. Select a bonus. Leader bonus activated.
The gameplay in Force Unleashed 2 was pretty good. The story was just all kinds of fan fiction-y, overwrought.
Our forces are under escort of a leader.
Like in the first Force Unleashed game, Starkiller was a sympathetic, OP character who was OP just to get, because the entire like design mythos of Force Unleashed was, hey, what if we took the Force and cranked it up to 11? What then? Whereas Force Unleashed 2, they're like, hey, we should try making a great story with this. Only problem is, the story in the first Force Unleashed game was fine.
A command post is no longer under Empire control.
They didn't, they broke what was fixed and fixed what wasn't broke for Force Unleashed 2. By trying to make Starkiller more of a character, they ended up turning him into like this really edgelord, um, uh, Mary Sue OC character. Woe is me for not being able to control my power, my incredible planet-busting power. Not only that, but a lot of the like actual action in Force Unleashed 2 was much more stagnant than it was in Force Unleashed 1. Like Force Unleashed 1, you felt like every lightsaber blow, and you really felt how strong Starkiller was. But Force Unleashed 2, it tries being way too flashy and way too much Devil May Cry, way too much Devil May Cry, way too much God of War, and it didn't work. So if I were ranking all the Star Wars games, Force Unleashed 2 would probably be pretty low. I'd like to think it'd be middle of the road, but it being on the lower end speaks more to how great some Star Wars games are, rather than the qualities of Force Unleashed 2 itself.
Command post is under hostile control.
Vladimir Ryu said I like most 40k games. Star Wars hasn't had a really good game. I disagree.
A command post has fallen to
I disagree. I think I could probably name about 5 Star Wars games that are just absolute top tiers in their field. And funny enough, this isn't one of them. Like, this is my favorite Star Wars game, but it's my favorite for a lot of like personal reasons. This is the game that like really, I feel like this is the game that really made me into a gamer. Like it came out right as I was like falling away from movies. Like movies are my one true artistic passion. Like I love movies. I love watching them. I love studying them. I love talking about them. I love reading about movies and filmmaking. But there's a while there, kind of started in 2005. It kind of actually started with Revenge of the Sith. After seeing Revenge of the Sith, I felt like my life was complete, in that I didn't need to see another movie again. So for a while there, between Revenge of the Sith coming out and it's probably Inception. Inception is what got me back into really loving movies. I wasn't nearly as into movies as I had been in any other chapter of my life. But in its place, thanks to games like this and Psychonauts is another big one for me. I got into video games, and I got into video games, and then I also got into comic books. Got into comic books thanks to Ultimate Alliance and the Thor comics that I would read. Like at that time, my mom lived. My mom worked at a Dollar General. She was a manager there, and there's a comic book shop right next to it. And so, oh wow, we're losing. I've been focused so much on like talking that I didn't realize that I was actually losing. Sure, we're not losing by that much, and I'm Boba Fett right now, so. I'm closing the gap here real quick. Let me get this neutral. Let them take care of it.
A command post is under Imperial control. We've captured a command post.
Oh, where was I? Oh yeah, comic book shop, and the comics I read were Thor comics. So I read a bunch of the old Stan Lee, Jack Kirby run on Thor from the 60s and 70s. And so those comics are very near and dear to my heart for that reason. Though it came a little later in my life, a little too late in my life to be truly nostalgic. I was in middle school back then. And it's coming down to the wire. It's those turrets.
A command post is no longer under Empire control. A command post is under Imperial control. We've lost a command post. Take it back. A command post is under Imperial control.
Where are they at? Where are these last two guys at? Oh.
We've captured a command post. The enemy is
Oh,
losing
found one of them.
reinforcements. Their reinforcements are dwindling.
Where's he at? I don't see him on the map.
Post is under
But I hear him
Imperial
shooting.
control. Their reinforcements are dwindling.
Just following the noise of blaster fire. They're following the noise of blaster fire at this point. Okay, so guy firing is our guy. Firing over this way. There he is. Let me get up there.
A command post for the Empire. The enemy is losing reinforcements.
There we go. That was close. Vladimir Ryu also said a lot of new characters in the game and shows are rather dull, like Star Wars Rebels. I haven't watched a whole lot of Rebels. So I've not seen enough to make an accurate
Given credits for taking
summation on what I think the quality of the show is. Okay, one more space battle before I can move on from this plot point. I really need to get myself some bonuses for the next leg of the race.
All second
Ooh, I just had an idea. To make this a little more interesting.
Target that bomber and take him down. Take that bomber.
I am going to get into their hangar.
Second stage pilots report to hangar.
Roger that.
Steal their next available ship.
On the sides.
Unless that's an A-Wing. A-Wings are too weak. Did really do anything. There we go. This is something you don't see every day. Oh, that didn't last long. Dragon Goddess, is this online? I love this game. No it's not. I'm playing Galactic Conquest as the Empire. I'm just having fun. This is my 1 year, the 1 year anniversary of the first upload on this channel. Which was actually a couple different videos, because, as I explained in my 1 year anniversary special, this was not my first channel, so I had a few videos from that channel that I transferred over on that first day. That included a couple AMVs and the reviews of Ruby World of Remnant.
Target that bomber and take him down. Take that bomber.
Dragon God said I have both of the originals on PS2. I did. But I never had them at the same time, funny enough. I had the first one, and I played that religiously for a while. And then I sold it, or I pawned it, or whatever. I can't remember. But I used it to help get money so that I could buy this game as soon as it came out. So I bought this game as soon as it came out on PS2. And I had it for probably about 5 years before my PS2 just completely crapped out on me. And I upgraded to PS3. Then after that, it was a while before actually I probably got another PS2 right around that time, but by then I don't remember what I did with Battlefront 2. But something happened and I didn't have Battlefront 2 anymore. I don't know if the disc just got too scratched up from being overplayed or something. But I didn't have Battlefront 2 anymore. But I did get another PS2 and I got the first Battlefront again. I got Battlefront 1 and I still have the first Battlefront game on PS2 somewhere around here, but I do not have a PS2 to play it on. If Steam had it, and had it for a fair price, I'd probably buy it. I'd most certainly buy it. And again, like there's a lot of really cool maps. that are only on the first Battlefront game, that aren't on any other Battlefront game.
The communications relay has been
And
destroyed.
that's a shame. I really missed the
Our
Dune
bridge has
Sea.
been destroyed.
I think the Dune Sea and Geonosis Spire are two of the best multiplayer maps ever. Screw Halo, screw Blood Gulch, Geonosis Spire, and Tatooine Dune Sea are my two favorite multiplayer maps
Our
of any
sector range has
game.
been destroyed.
And they're not in this game, they're only in the first Battlefront game.
Leave the bomber to me.
The day is out. Well done, gentlemen. Their sensors
So
are ready.
Dragon Yasa, my PS2 can't read discs anymore. So I have a PS3 backwards compatible. Yeah, my PS3 is not backwards compatible with PS2 games. I got the PS2 Slim, which Sony just... I don't know what Sony's deal is. I don't know why they're allergic to having a good relationship with the consumer. I don't know what they have against people,
Empire has received credit
but
for defending our fleet.
they're just not doing a good job right now. And one of the things is that they refuse to have backwards compatibility on any of their consoles, and the reasons they've given are so freaking asinine.
Movement cancel.
Like, it is retarded. It is just ass backwards.
Actor tank bonus purchase. Actor tank bonus purchase. Please select a fleet to command. Movement cancel. Naboo. Awaiting coordinates, sir.
I should have had the leader bonus for this. It's
Commencing
Dagobah.
select a bonus for the actor tank bonus activated. The rebellion has used the energy boost bonus.
But on top of that, like, a lot of really bad PR stuff that Sony's done.
They have been injected
Trying
energy enhancing serum.
to open up this little package of Whoppers.
Injections.
They don't have any games. PS4 just doesn't have any games. This entire console generation doesn't have any, barely has any games.
A command post is under hostile control. We've captured a command post. A command post is under hostile control. I've got your six.
I mean, there's a reason why. Like, you got the PS4. What's its killer app? A bunch of remakes. Last of Us Remastered, Shadow Colossus Remastered is coming up. A bunch of multi-platform games. Horizon Zero Dawn was supposedly pretty good.
Post is under Imperial control. Their reinforcements are
Uncharted 4, but that's just another Uncharted game. So other than that, like, what does the PS4 have? Bloodborne? Yeah, I guess, but Bloodborne's not for everyone. Which actually really works in its favor.
lost control of a command
Um,
post.
it hit that niche audience so freaking well that, well, more so Dark Souls, but you know, it's all basically the same game. It's all basically the same thing. Same thing, same game, same reasons for existing, same reasons for success. And that is, From Software hit that niche audience so freaking well that now everything is the Dark Souls of everything. Like Dark Souls is now an adjective. Like that's how big Dark Souls is, and by extension Bloodborne, which is like a better version of Dark Souls in my opinion. It's like Dark Souls with more interesting character design and more atmosphere.
A command post
Dark
is
Souls gets
full
kind
of
of like
readiness.
meh.
A command post is under Imperial
Uh,
control.
but so that's the PS4. Then you got the Xbox One. They have a killer app now, and you want to know what that killer app is? Fucking Cuphead. Cuphead is the killer app for the Xbox One. Because Halo 5 Guardians ended up being a train wreck and just an absolute abomination of a Halo game. None of the recent Dead Rising games have been worth a damn. What was that freaking travesty? Rise, Son of Rome?
Post for the Empire. Their reinforcements are
Like,
dwindling.
oh my god. That game was atrocious. That game made God of War look like freaking Deus Ex. Like, that's how bad Rise, Son of Rome is. But I'd still play that over, what was it, the Order 1886? That Sony tried shoving down people's throats and everybody just puked it up. It was so bad not even IGN could give it a good review. Line Cub 946 says, "You take that back, you punk. Fight me." Which game? Which game that I'm currently talking bad about?
Take it back.
Are you gonna fight me over?
Victory is within our
In the most hilarious thing is, and you can look this up. You can look this up. Look up the Wii U. Compare the Wii U sales to PS4 and Xbox One. It's embarrassing. It's abominable. Wii U failed in sales. But look up the games. Go like Google right now. Open up a new tab. Google best-selling PS4 games. Open up a new tab. Google best-selling Xbox One games. Open up a third tab. Google best-selling Wii U games. Xbox One only has like 8 games that have broken 1 million copies sold. PS4 has like 14, but like 4 of them are remakes and like 5 of them are franchise things. The Wii U has like 20. The Wii U has like 20 games that have sold over 1 million copies. That's why Nintendo is still in this game. That's how Nintendo was able to afford to make the Switch the way they did. And you want to know like some big piece of evidence of how deep in Sony's pocket IGN is? Compare their coverage of the PS4 to their coverage of the Switch. When the PS4 came out, IGN was like, best-selling console ever. First, or fastest console to reach 1 million copies sold, or 1 million units sold, or something like that. The Switch outpaced it by a country mile. And you want to know how they did it? They had a killer freaking app right out the gate with Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Widely considered one of the best Zelda games. Widely considered one of the best games ever.
Metal
All
hand.
fleets on standby.
Yeah. But if that doesn't convince you of how far in Sony's pocket IGN is. Check out the scores of every Metal Gear Solid game. But I'm not going to open up that can of worms. Especially because Metal Gear Solid is fun enough. But even the best Metal Gear Solid games don't deserve any higher than like an 8 out of 10.
Our troops have received Bacta injections.
And they get a lot of false praise for being the first whatever. Metal Gear, first stealth game ever. 10 years after Caffel Wolfenstein invented the concept. Metal Gear Solid 1, first 3D stealth game. Tenchu beat it by about 3 months, so it wasn't even the first 3D stealth game that year. And thanks to Thief the Dark Project, it wasn't the best either. First game with cinematic cutscenes, Wing Commander had freaking Mark Hamill doing voice acting and stuff for it. I think it was Wing Commander. I know there was a game that came out around that time that had Mark Hamill as basically Luke Skywalker if he wasn't a Jedi. And all this stuff about Sony, like, pains me because, like I said, like, I used to be kind of a Sony fanboy, but the PS4 just doesn't have the games to back it up. Great hardware and stuff, but it's empty. Hold on. Lot of chat stuff going on with that rant, so I'm gonna catch up with that real quick. Special for the Hoth battle. Devin Holmes said, I watched The Force Awakens again to prepare for Last Jedi, and honestly, I'm scared, like, even with Rey's past, her skills are kind of stretched. Like, she understands Wookiee and knows Han and ship better. Lol, I don't know, man. It feels like they're making Rey into, like, basically what Starkiller was. Like, they're making her out to be, like, this, Force doomsday device. So, I'm kind of holding out hope. I like Rey as a character. She is a bit OP, but that was more just for the plot to progress the way it needed to. More than, like, there wasn't a whole lot of logic in there. It was more like, hey, we need this to happen to get to the next, like, phase in our plan. Minecode 946 using aimbot. What a chump! I am not using aimbot. This game is just that easy. I'm playing on normal difficulty. This game is just really easy. Anybody could do this. Like, I'm not even that great at it. I mean, actually, this is one game that I am, like, legitimately great at, but I would not be surprised if, there's plenty of other people who actually do make me look like a chump. Dragon God says, Switch is dumb. Switch? I don't have a Switch yet. I actually have a Wii U. But I really want a Switch. I'm gonna try getting one for Christmas. But yeah, it's got some really cool games. Namely Breath of the Wild, and then, more recently, Super Mario Odyssey. Which Breath of the Wild is worth every bit of hype and praise it's gotten. It earns its fair share of, pot shots. Like, it's not a perfect game. The bosses were a bit uninspired. Especially the final boss. I felt, like, really disappointed with Ganon at the end. Line code 946 said, Notice me, senpai. I am noticing you. Mediocrity 4, you know a lot. I pay attention. I pay attention. I read. I read books. I listen to other people talk. I listen to podcasts and stuff on the subject. He knows way too much. We must end him. I ain't going anywhere. It's kind of interesting. Yeah, a lot of the stuff is interesting to think about. I recommend Razor Fist videos on the subject of Sony. He's really biased against Sony, and
Been disabled.
I see why, but I think there is like way too much of a hate boner going on there. Like, I don't hate Sony, I'm disappointed with them because I grew up with the PlayStation and PlayStation 2. And I have a PS3 and a PS4. And I had a PSP. I even thought about getting the Vita. If the Vita was like a little cheaper, I would have gotten it. A little cheaper, or if it had more than one game I wanted to play. I really wanted to do a PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale on the Vita, just because I really liked, the PlayStation. I really like PlayStation All Stars Battle Royale. That's. Oh, I accidentally switched to the missile spot there because I have it mapped to the mouse wheel. Betrayal. No, I said kind of. He's in his own little world. Dragon God asked, "Have you ever heard of the Yamal Hill fire in Arizona?" No. This is the first time I've heard about it. LionCub946 said Rainbow Six Siege is amazing. I like Rainbow Six Siege. I play with my friend every now and again. It's an interesting game. Or no, interesting is not the word for it. It's fun. It's functional. But, and this is a really big but. It too is not worth like a $60 price tag. There's not a whole lot of content there, and it's basically like a more trimmed down, gritty, realistic version of like Overwatch or a game like that.
We're still running.
Yeah, I am. So.
Please, I want to go. Let me play.
Abigail? No, go. I'm not dealing with this.
Plank.
You both have laptops you can use.
The other one's glitchy.
Well, don't be complaining to me. I'm trying to stream. So I need you to, like, not be talking. So go in the other room for now. First person mode is pretty fun. Let's see, where was I? Dragon God said, "You hating on the PS4 that is crossing the line?" I'm not hating on the PS4. I just don't think it has any like really good games. Nothing to do with the hardware. It has to do with the developers just not using it, and a lot of that does come back around on Sony because they put these developers into like these really bad contracts. Soccer, Brayden, I should probably pay attention to the game. Trying to talk and play at the same time. Not easy. Soccer dude, Brayden said hi. Hello. Dragon God, Lion, you still there? Lion 946 said, also PlayStation All-Star. Yeah. Why is this cord wrapped around? Here. Alright, sorry for that little... Sorry for that little, detour. Someone was trying to get the laptop from here. He's not down here. He's not here? Yeah, not down. He's not down here. I don't think so anyway. Yeah, PlayStation All-Star Battle Royale was pretty fun. I think it got a bad rap. I think it got a bad rap. A lot of people were negatively comparing it to Super Smash Bros. And it wasn't really warranted, and it didn't. PlayStation All Stars didn't deserve that kind of negativity thrown at it. It was a fun game, and on its own, there's a lot of things that did better than there's a lot of things that did better than Smash Bros. My game lagging because that ship just totally like went into hyperspace for a second. Always present KK. I'm gonna catch up with the chat. Mind you have a PS4, PC Master Race, kill her. Your kids, oh, and I subbed. Sacrifice. Talking Crazy just said anime. Otaku Crazy Anime is his name, and he just put an emoji. Okay, hello. Devin Holmes said Nintendo does have a lot of variety when it comes to games. Yeah. Dragon God, how many people are in your house? Are in my house? Like 10. Right now. Like, a lot of them are coming back from like work and stuff. Right now. Lion Cub 946, I remember constantly winning, playing against you on All Star. Huh? I don't know who you're talking about there, but I didn't play a lot of All Star Online. I was a Dante main though. Dante was good. I liked him a lot in the game. In PlayStation All Star. In the game he actually came from, not so much.
Their bridge has been destroyed.
Dragon said 10 people in one family? No. So it's me, my dad, his girlfriend, 2 kids, then the person that actually owns the house, and 2 other roommates. It's a pretty decent sized house that we live in. Not really crowded. So that makes like what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that makes like what, 8 people in one house? But I'm only related to one of them. One of these days that'll work. They're always crashing before I can kill them.
Huh?
But I think it still counted. Doing a lot better with the TIE Interceptor this time than I was before. I'm on a roll right now. Y'all seemed to like it when I was ranting about something. Nah, I'm not gonna have a rant by committee. Yeah, if you want to know my opinions on something, ask away. I'm always open. I'm always open to shove my opinions down people's throats.
You want Luna to come down?
What?
You want Luna to come down?
No. Not right now, anyway. Lion Cub 946 said I would play the Killzone guy. My roommate played the Killzone guy, Radic. He got really freaking good and annoying with that sniper rifle. Which kind of sucked because like all my mains were like close range fighters, and so if he was playing as the Killzone guy, he'd like destroy me. But if he were playing as anyone else, I'd win easily. I got decent. I got kind of decent with all the characters except Toro Toro or whatever his name was, the Japanese, the like really Japanese character.
Lord Vader will not be pleased. Our communication.
Oh wait, what? Huh. I did not even realize that I was losing. I got so swept up in fighting in the TIE Interceptor. Dragon God said Arizona Hot Shots. Don't know what you're referencing there. Devin Holmes asks, how do you feel about Adam as a character? For me, I think I like him. Sometimes.
Sir, the enemy has destroyed our fleet.
So, Easy Sweet said nerd, and I think I know who that is. Hi, welcome to the show. What is the greatest video game battle of all time? Hoth.
No.
Yeah. It's certainly not the Battle of Helm's Deep. Wow, that's plot twist. Oh, I forgot Mustafar was there.
The rebellion has used the enhanced blasters bonus.
Yep. This is a pleasant surprise. Who said you had to come in right as I got a little too,
Weapons have been amplified.
hubris. It was hubris.
Roger that. Copy that.
Hate it when Wookiees just spawn right in front of you and block your kill. Yep, I definitely. Oh. But no trolling. I think the greatest video game battle That's actually a tough one. I want to say it's something in
A command post is no
I
longer
want to say
operational.
Halo probably has
We've
a
lost
couple good
control of the
ones.
command post.
Um,
The command post is under hostile control. The command post is under hostile
man,
control. Our numbers are being depleted.
God of War has some excellent boss fights. So does Zelda throughout its history.
A command post is under Imperial control. A command post is under Imperial
Yeah,
control.
we're gonna win this battle, and then we're gonna put a fleet on Mustafar and use it to wreck house. Actually, I've been going for almost 2 hours. I'm kind of running out of time for other things I need to do tonight. I'm probably I wanted to finish this campaign. So I've finished a Galactic Conquest campaign in 2 hours before. But yeah. Oh well. I'm saving it, and yeah, I'll see what's going on. Kitty Kirishima said, "Wow, there's more people here. Nice." Uh, yeah, it is really nice. Also, I actually posted a link to this on a Star Wars group, so there might be some people from there. It's also a Sunday and kind of a holiday weekend, at least with Veterans Day was yesterday. This was Easy Sweetie says, Lord of the Rings, Return of the King, PlayStation 2, Battle of Helm's Deep. I never played it on PS2. I play on PC. I played a Lord of the Rings game on PC, and I do remember it being really good.
Fire control.
Um,
A command post is under hostile control.
yeah, I'll take your word for it for now. That it was a well done version of Helm's Deep.
A command post is under Imperial control. The enemy is losing reinforcements. We've captured a command post. Their reinforcements are dwindling. We've lost control of a command post. The enemy is losing reinforcements. We've lost a command post. Take it back.
Has the elite
Our
rifle yet?
reinforcement count is diminishing.
Yeah, I got the elite rifle. Not that it matters, there's only one guy left. He's about to get rifled. Yep. Yeah, I've been going for almost 2.5 hours now. Yeah, I think I'm going to actually cut it here.
Credits for
I'm gonna
defending
save.
all fleets awaiting orders, sir.
I'm going to create a fleet. I'm actually gonna create it here, so it's easier to get to Utapau.
Dagobah.
So
Fleet
build.
constructed. Select a bonus to purchase.
Gonna fill up on bonuses.
Actor tank. Leader bonus.
And yeah, I think that's gonna actually be it for this stream. I got other things I gotta get into tonight. So last call for questions. I forgot how you get the elite rifle. You gotta get like 12 kills in one life with the battle rifle. with the default blaster rifle. But then once you get the reward, which it's frenzy. When you see frenzy like pop up in on the top right or top left hand corner of the screen, you have to switch to your pistol, then switch back to your rifle, or you have to reload in some capacity to actually start using it. Easy Sweet says, "You get off when I say. You can't tell me what to do." Good to have you in the stream, Easy Squeeze. We certainly need to play Rainbow Six Siege sometime. Oh man, I'm trying to think of when I'm gonna have some time this week. But yeah, just hit me up sometime, man. Uh, I guess now it's time to remove the mask. The Easy Squeeze is actually the roommate I have mentioned before that I used to play PlayStation All Stars with. Among other games, he's just as good as me at this game. So yeah, I'm gonna save game again. Exit to Windows. And I will see you guys next time I decide to take a couple hours out of my day to next time I take a couple hours out of my day to play a video game. So yeah, who knows when that's gonna be. So yeah, have a good night, guys.